Oh man, what's going on, guys? It's True Believer here. What's going on with y'all? Yo, Infinity War. As I was Endgame. How was it? I'm sure you loved it. I finally got my Infinity Gauntlet. The fingers can move and everything. I was like, this thing's sweet. I was like, whoa, shit. Because when I went to my mailbox and was looking at something, and I got a little package saying, hey, something received. I was like, yes, it must be something that I want, and I got the gauntlet. So, yeah. Anyway, other than that, how'd you like the movie? How was Endgame? Did you like it? What you think about it? Comment in the section below. I'm gonna give you my thoughts on it real quick. I know I'm back now. I haven't posted a video in like 6 months, but I'm not sure if I have anything. No, I don't, actually. I don't have anything to show you what I've been doing. So I'm just going to say what I'm doing. That'd probably be better, right? I joined the United States Air Force, so I am now in the Air Force. Probably just kind of should have said, yeah, I'm in the Air Force, right? Anyway, Marvel's Infinity War, Marvel's Endgame, I keep saying that. That was freaking awesome. I'm just going to go ahead and say now, spoilers for those who probably didn't look at the title. I'm probably going to put on there, Avengers Endgame talk. I'm not sure if that says spoilers to you or not, but if you don't want spoilers, then I will turn this video off. We're going to begin in 3, 2, 1. See what I did there? Now you all should vanish off so you won't be able to see this video. Anyway, let's start off with Endgame. So it starts off with Clint Barton and his daughter. He and her are doing, shooting the bow and arrow at a target. They're having a good time, and eventually Clint Barton looks around and he's asking for his daughter. Hey, where you at? Where you at? And then his wife is nowhere to be found either. And all of a sudden, all this, ominous stuff starts happening. Clouds are coming around, storms are going thunderous and blah. And then all of a sudden, we got the Avengers opening scene that we always get, right? But, now we get to the part of where... Oh, my phone's going off. Sorry about that. So, we start off with the Avengers, and, they're torn apart, because everything that's going on. You got Rocket, you got Nebula, Cap, and all of them just... Well, actually, you know what? No, I think we started off with Iron Man, don't we? You know what? Whatever. So we start off with them. They're pretty upset because they know they lost, and things look like shit right now, right? So Iron Man and Nebula are up in space, and they're trapped pretty much. Iron Man makes up a little going away veil for Pepper, hoping that she's still alive, and he's just saying, don't feel bad about this, because this is just how his journey is. He's always trying to save everybody, just like he did back in Iron Man and the Avengers. He always was trying to save others. And then, of course, out of nowhere, which I kind of, me personally, I think that maybe they were trying to track Tony and maybe see where he's at. So there was no, actually, better yet, the Guardians of the Galaxy, obviously this is their ship, right? So maybe they're trying to track where their ship's at. They get a coordinate, and then Captain Marvel goes out there to save them. That's why she kind of just appeared out of nowhere, and then she brings Iron Man right back to the start. So he meets with Cap and all them. He's pissed off because he's feeling like hey Cap, you weren't there. Where were you? I fought off Thanos, and I told you that hey we would lose, so I want to put up the thing around the Earth to protect us. But with Ultron, obviously he fucked up that. But just like all great scientists, though, right? They always fuck up something. But you gotta mess up to gain something, correct? So anyway, then we jump on towards on the end where they want to go get Thanos. Captain Marvel's talking about how she's gonna kill him herself, and they're all like, "Well, hey, we would do this as a team. You know, this is just much a fight of ours." You know, and Thor, you know, gets up and he does his little and then, Stormbreaker. I like this one. And Cap's all like, "Let's get this son of a bitch." Language is what somebody should have said, but obviously not. And then Avengers theme, all that good stuff. They get up there. They go to the planet where Thanos is. Captain Marvel says that he's alone. Like, ooh, time to get this son of a bitch. Let's go. So now they're out there. They're about to go get Thanos, and now they find him. He's out. He's just making some. I don't know. Making some soup or something, like fruit, something. He's in a garden. So a garden or so. Yeah. But anyway, no, they finally get to him. They confront him. They try to find the stone. They get the amazing little gauntlet that he has. But ooh, what's going on with the stones? They're not there. Just you're like, where happened to the stones? And so Thanos says that, well, I destroyed the stones. I used the stones to destroy the stones, and now they're all like, no, you're lying. But what does Thanos always do? He's always telling the truth, right? So Nebula says, no, if anything my father is, he's not a liar. And he says, thank you, daughter. Maybe I should have treated you more better. And Thor, shit! He should have gone for the head. I think he did this time. Yeah, it was pretty rad. So now the Avengers are lost because now it's 5 years later. They don't know what to do. They killed Thanos and they just moved on with their lives. At least they're trying to. So now Captain America is being like kind of like how in Punisher, if you ever seen the Punisher series, how Punisher's best friend, can't remember his name right now, it's kind of bad, is like kind of mentoring people and trying to make them feel better. It's kind of what Cap's doing. So he's like, hey, everybody quits, but but you gotta move on. But then goes back and then tells Black Widow, everybody tries to say to move on. Some do, but not us. So yeah, now he is talking to Black Widow about stuff, and then I think the next scene is when Ant-Man finally appears. He's still in his little van thing, but 5 years later, things kind of change in reality. So then he pops out of the van. He's in like some kind of like police holding cell, something like that. Not like a police cell, but like how like they usually like put vehicles into like places that like the vehicle's been gone for so long they just kind of just keep it somewhere. I don't really know where I'm going with this. You know what I'm talking about. But anyway, so yeah, so he finally pops out of the vehicle, or the quantum realm, and he's like, "Whoa, Hank, Pym." He's like confused where everybody at. So he's walking around and he's looking around. He's seeing that things look different. He's not in the same place he was when he went into the quantum realm. And he's like, okay, what's going on? But then there's newspapers saying, where'd they go? He's in now year, I think, well, let's see, like 2023, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't really, I don't really know the timeline right now. It kind of beats me the hell out. Anyway, so he basically is looking around and he's like, okay, this is crazy. This doesn't look right. And then he found like these gravestones, like everybody who vanished. It was called The Vanished. So now he's like, oh crap, what's this mean? So he's looking to make sure his daughter's not on there, but he sees, that he finds like a lot of people that he knew on there, but he's looking for his daughter, make sure she's not on there. But then he sees that Scott Lang is on the gravestone, but he's standing right there. So he goes to his house to go find his daughter, and he finds her a lot older than when he left. So then he goes to find Cap at the Avengers headquarters up in North State, New York. So he's saying, to Cap, hey, remember me? It's Scott Lang. I was Ant-Man. I got really big, talking, and Black was like, that's the front door. So he finally gets in there and tells him that, hey, what's going on? What I mean, I'm guessing that some guy named Thanos, snapped something like that, or he did something to make things like terrible for us. And then so they tell him that it was 5 years ago. It must have sucked to be in that quantum realm for 5 years, but he said, well, that wasn't 5 years for me. It felt like more like 5 hours because in the quantum realm, remember on what they said. She said to Scott, trying to get stuck into a time vortex, or whatever. And so obviously, with them gone, he couldn't get out. So now he's in there. So time is going by. Time isn't relevant in the quantum realm. So now he's 5 years in the future, which then he kind of predicts that, hey, what if we can use that same method for when I would forward in time, but can we go back in time? Time travel, of course, is what he's referring to, even though they don't really say that. Even he's trying not to say time travel because he didn't want to get picked on by Captain America and Black Widow. But however, yes, it is freaking time travel. So, they say, hey, at this point, I get emails from a talking raccoon. Nothing makes sense anymore. That's what Black Widow said. Ha ha ha. Very funny. So then they go to talk to Tony because who else in science can actually confirm this? So they go to Tony, and now Tony has a kid with Pepper. Now they're married and they have a little 5-year-old. 5 years in the future, or maybe she's 4. I don't know. 5 years. Yeah, I don't know, something like that. Anyway. So they go to him and they talk to him about this possibility, but obviously with him broken up and torn, he's like no. So then eventually later on during the movie, he looks at it again to see what. What leads him to go look at it is he pulls a picture of him and Peter Parker messing around, doing little bunny ears to each other. And he, I guess, really misses Peter, like a son figure to him. So then he finally goes down to his basement where he does his little project and stuff like that. And he was looking at it, did some methods, put things here and make things happen. And then eventually, time travel, shit, is what he said. And his daughter's sitting right there and she said shit too. Pretty funny. So eventually he goes back to the headquarters and he already predicts what happened while they were trying it out. Ant-Man was going to the quantum realm, and instead of time traveling, his body was time traveling. So he goes in the future, he's old. He goes back to the past, he's a baby or a little kid, and then they brought him back. It was like, dude, oh god, you gotta see this movie. If you're watching right now and you didn't see this movie, I'm spoiling like to death for you right now. But hey, so I just told you to leave. So those who watch it though, you know where I'm going with this. So eventually they finally get the time travel thing working, but they want to test run it. So but they need the whole team. So then Black Widow goes to go get Clint. Clint's out killing these bad guys because he has nothing to lose now, so he's just doing whatever he wants. But they finally get him to come back, and then he does the test run for them. He goes and does he goes into the quantum realm to go in the past. So eventually he goes into the past where his house is at, and his family's alive. So he's like, oh god, I want to talk to them real quick, and he pulled right back before he came to talk. Time travel worked. So they all now finally have these Avenger. I mean, I'm sure you saw in the trailer too. They have those little white Avenger quantum realm outfits, and oh my gosh, how badass it was! It was badass. Oh yeah, and Tony actually brought back Captain America's shield. I also have a shield too, so yeah, I'm pretty excited. I want the bigger version though. This is like one I had from Halloween like 2 years ago, so I'm trying to get a bigger one when I get a chance. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, eventually they go into the quantum realm, and then well no, I'm sorry. Let me go backwards a little bit. So they're trying to figure out how to get these stones. Now that they got time travel on their hands, the stones though, they only got time for one round trip, each of them. So now they got to figure out, with the stones, where are they? They can't just go to Earth and try to get the stones in one spot. They all have seen the stones at one point, right? So I think it's the time stone, the it's the time stone, the mind stone, and I'm sorry. Let's see. Time, mind. It's not reality, not for sure. It's not the power stone. It's not the soul stone. Anyway, whatever. There's 3 stones on Earth at this point. So the soul stone, obviously, we know where that's at. That's got to be retrieved only one way. But then there's the space stone. That's what it was. Got it now. Cool. So now we got 3 stones: space, mind, and time. They're all on Earth. It's easy to get these stones. Not a freaking problem. Let's get it right. So it's easy. They're all in New York. When do you think that this time takes place? Takes place back in 2012. 2012. What happened? It was the Avengers. So that's the time stone. That's the time they're going back to for those 3 stones. Then there's the Soul Stone where Clint and Natasha will go there to get that. So it's already 4 stones. Now there's 2 more. There's the Reality Stone, and then there's the there's the Reality Stone, and then there's the what is it? It's the other one. That's the Power Stone. So yeah, there's a Power Stone, and then there's a Reality Stone. The Power Stone was found by Star-Lord. And the Reality Stone was inside of Thor's girlfriend when she did some weird stuff. So they had to kind of extract that from her, pull that shit, and get it out of her, right? So now it's okay, cool. So now you got Captain America, you got Iron Man, and you have Ant-Man. They all in the Hulk. They all go back to 2012 during the Avengers at the same time where they had that famous shot of the Avengers going around. Natasha's got Cap with the shield. Iron Man's like, get ready for battle. Oh man! And then cool, they're all back there. So they all have the stones there. They're about to go get the space stone from Loki because it's still up there. And then the Hulk goes to get the time stone, which is with the Ancient One. Remember, the Ancient One is still alive during this time because they're back in time. How funny is it though that when the Hulk went to her, he said, "Hey, where is Doctor Strange?" And she said, "You're 5 years too early. Doctor Strange doesn't become a sorcerer until 5 years later. What do you want with him?" So she knew something was going on because why would they be asking about Doctor Strange at this point in time? She knew something must be happening, but she wouldn't get the time stone because they won't give the time stone. But then Hulk had to kind of tell her that, well, then why would Doctor Strange give it to us by himself, give it to us, just giving it to us? And she was like, wait a minute, he just willingly gave it to you? And he's like, well, yeah, I mean, he did. So she was like, why? But because Doctor Strange is supposed to be the best of them all. So she knew, whoa, something must be really, really wrong, and she had to get the stone up. So it was like, well, maybe he made a mistake, and then she was like, well, no, maybe I did. Meaning that she gave him the stone now because, well, there's only one possible way to save the universe, like Doctor Strange said. And she was like, Bruce, you gotta make sure you guys do this right. So cool, there's that. I don't even remember. I mean, is it the Mind Stone that they do get on the Earth? I know it's there's 3 stones. I just don't know. I don't know how they got them. Anyway, who cares, right? So then they go get the Space Stone, and eventually they do get to the Space Stone. And remember that scene in Captain America, Winter Soldier, when they're in the elevator, and Hydra was like talking to Cap, and he pulled his gun out, and they started fighting. So Captain America was in the elevator with them again with the Tesseract. And so, or the Space Stone, whatever, and they were like, yeah, he's like, hey, yeah, I'm gonna take that, to somebody, and they were like, no, we got this. He said, no, it's okay, and he's like, hell, Hydra, and then he gets the case and he walks away. It was so freaking funny to see like how that actually played out. But then eventually something bad happens, where Captain America kind of runs to himself, and they fight, and then Tony gets the Tesseract, and they're about to leave, but then Hulk from the 2012 time knocks out Iron Man with a door. The Tesseract goes flying over to Loki. He grabs it, and then he goes away. He disappears back to somewhere else. So now, they only have one shot at this, so now they have to figure out something else. Then Tony and Cap get into do the time thing to go back to like the World War II area, because there's actually Pym particles. That's what they're using to jump back and forth, right? So the Pym particles back in a time when the Tesseract was at our army base, and Hank Pym was actually making Pym particles because he was still Ant-Man during that time. So that was a smart move on them. Thor are up in space, and he's out. They're on Asgard. They're going to get on the Reality Stone from his girlfriend. So then now they're about to get that done. Rocket extracts the thing from him, and Thor ran to his mom. So now he's talking to his mom again because his mom died by some dwarfs. Now he's trying to talk to her, but they don't even have time for that. So now they're about to leave. They finally get that. Nebula and War Machine are about to get the Power Stone. They finally get that, but then once they get the Power Stone and they're about to leave to go back to the present, Nebula's mind starts freaking out, and now because there's another Nebula in that time as well. So now they're both getting these these headaches because they're seeing they're machines, so they're both seeing the same damn thing. So now now Thanos is alive during the time because he's back because he's in the past, and now he's seeing what the Avengers did in the future. That he now knows that he actually snapped his fingers and he got all the stones with the Infinity Gauntlet, and he's like, well, I won. But then he sees the end when Thor takes his head off because he's like, I am inevitable. And then I talk about Nebula. He's saying, daughter, I wish I did better by you, and chop. And he was like, destiny fulfilled. And I was like, oh shit, he doesn't even give a fuck. So now they got all these stones, and they go back to the present. Now they have all the stones. Tony actually made an Iron Man gauntlet, and they put all the stones in the exact same way as the regular gauntlet. And they're like, well, who's going to snap their fingers to bring everybody back? So eventually it was going to be Hulk, because Hulk was the only one who could really do it and not die, because he has all this gamma in him. So he finally, was like, ah, God, in pain. And so eventually he does snap his fingers, and then, cool, everybody's about to come back. And Ant-Man's like, oh my God, I think it's working. And then all of a sudden the ship just starts blasting things down on them and blows the entire Avengers facility apart. Just the whole damn thing. So now they're like, oh shit, what's going on? So Thanos was able to come back down there because the Nebula from his time is a bad guy at this point. So now she came back with the Avengers using the other Nebula's wrist. You gotta see the movie. I'm not gonna explain all of it, but she basically let in Thanos to come and do his thing. So now they're all about to start fighting each other. Now it's the Avengers versus Thanos, and at this time, I don't think Thanos said, fine, I'll do it myself. Not yet. So he's still sitting on his ass, not doing shit. But then once Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man are about to face him, they're about to try to kick his ass, kicking his butt hard. But he's putting up a fight, and so Thanos has Thor into like a really bad chokehold. And at this point in time, Thor actually brought back his Mjolnir from the old time and brought it back with him to the present. So now Mjolnir and Stormbreaker are both in his hands. But then in the movie, you're thinking that, okay, he's picking up Mjolnir, about to hit Thanos with it. But you see Mjolnir hit Thanos, but go back. Captain America's holding his shield, and he catches Mjolnir like this. And you're like, oh shit, that's right. He is worthy. So now he finally can wield Mjolnir properly and actually use it and Stormbreaker as well. So, oh my God, it was like a scene left untold. But then Thanos beats the shit out of Cap, and his shield, like, my shield. His shield is like, this is all broken apart. All you had is this left, and he's ready to go at battle. But then you hear someone say, "Hey, Cap, on your left." Think about where that's from. "Hey, Cap, on your left." All of a sudden, you see Falcon and Bucky and Black Panther. They're all coming out of these like little orange, like, magic spirals. You know what the orange spirals are from, right? So then all of a sudden, more come apart, more coming. Every Marvel character is back. Doctor Strange has opened all these portals so everybody can just come back and assist the Avengers in kicking Thanos' ass. So the snap did work. Wonderful. It's time to go. Captain America's like, "Avengers, assemble." You finally get that Avengers assemble moment, and they're all going at it. They're kicking butt. They're doing their thing. And then Captain Marvel comes down and breaks his shit, and then they're just going crazy, kicking some ass. Thanos is just trying to hold tight. He's trying to get the Iron Man gauntlet, because the Iron Man gauntlet is still out there, and he's trying to grab it, put it on so he can snap. So he finally has the gauntlet. He puts it on. He's about to snap. Captain Marvel comes and starts beating on his ass, and then Doctor Strange finally looked at Iron Man and just pointed this one time, and then Iron Man comes, grabs the gauntlet, and then Thanos beats him off, and then he's like, "I am inevitable." Snaps, but Thanos does not have the gauntlet anymore, because Tony was actually able to put the gauntlet on because of the nanotech, and he says, "I am Iron Man," and it just snaps. And all of a sudden, you see everybody, not the good guys, but Thanos' bad guys, just start vanishing off, and at the end, you see Thanos vanish off. The snap, he basically burned himself to death. He's about to die because he couldn't handle all that pressure. So then Pepper says to Tony, "Hey, you saved us. We're saved now. You can rest." And then he dies. So then it leads on to the rest of the Avengers, and then there's no end credit scene this time because this is the end of Phase 4. Excuse me, Phase 3. So, well, that's how Endgame was. I loved it. I mean, I gotta swear, I gave it like a 9 out of 10. I mean, I really want to give it a 10 out of 10. But hey, tell me what you think. Did you see Avengers Endgame? What did you think? Are you a true believer? Did you like the Marvel movies? Tell me what you think in the comments below. Do you think it could have been a little different? Do you wish that Tony didn't die? Give me all your thoughts. I'm gonna be posting videos a lot more now. I'm back, so hit me up. Tell me what I'm gonna do better. Hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll talk to you later, true believers. Hayes out.